Hi guys, happy Saturday everyone. This is literally part 2 of my vintage Bienen Davis handbag um, shopping spree. If you're a subscriber, I suppose you have watched my previous video, which I featured my 3 Bienen Davis handbags. So I have actually mentioned about the history and the opulence and some bits and pieces of information about this handbag. But to recap, Bienen Davis has been around since 1931, and it has recently been relaunched last year, and they have very high-end handbags, and the idea is to maintain the craftsmanship and the luxury of, um, of the vintage handbag Bienen Davis brand. So they are very high-end, and they're very expensive. You can buy them at Barney's and some other luxury online websites, like I think Matches or Farfetch, they have that, and the prices are just really high, outrageous, into the thousands, just for minaudiers or tiny vintage handbags. Okay, so much with that introduction. Okay, so I ordered these online, and mind you, they can be very expensive, but if you're a collector like me, you go for craftsmanship, for exclusivity, and anything vintage. I just love anything vintage. Okay, and I'm expecting more Bien& Davis handbags to arrive, and I will be making a part 3. Okay, so my favorite among these 3 and the most expensive would be this bit here. Okay, so this is it like a carpet bag? Yeah. It's like a carpet bag with I'm not exactly sure of the material. It's like embroidery, but it's velvet. It's velvet. These cloth here is not carpet, so I'm not no, I don't think it's carpet, but only these, the embellishments, the floral embellishments are carpeted. It's like carpet. Yeah, it's thick or velvety material, and this one is velvet too, and some of the embellishments here. And this is like the cloth that they use when embroidering. So it's like the canvas thing that they use anyway. So the seller dated this handbag in the 1950s. Of course, Bien& Davis between 1931 and 1970s and up to this day, just recently. Okay, so there you go, and it's quite in mint condition, considering its age. And the straps, they're absolutely perfect, and the sides are made of satin-like material. It's not satin, it's rougher than satin. That's how it opens. It's a kiss lock type, and I'm not sure if you could see that because I cannot see this camera. It's leaning against my something, and it's blocking all the way, so I can't see anything. So the bottom is just like this. I sprayed a little bit of shout here because there's a little bit of yellowing. When old fabric or old textiles, they actually would have blemishes like yellowing here. I just sprayed some I sprayed shout, and I didn't completely remove it, but it's not actually a big issue, I could bring this to the dry clean and they could do a better job, but you know, I'm not really worried about that. Okay, so most of the vintage handbags actually they have a case lock. They have a case lock clasp, which is this. All right, and it has two outer interior pockets, and this is a silk. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's just so soft and clean. That's why I paid top dollar for this, because it was absolutely, you know, in mint condition, except for some yellowing at the bottom, which is inevitable. Even when you go to museums, when they feature in their glass case windows, they may have old clothes and they would have yellowing actually. So, and this is the this is not detachable, so it's sewn in, and this is what they call the coin purse. So you would know if it's vintage if there is a coin purse over there. And it says here in green, in colored, no, in gold color, it says Bienen. It says Bienen Davis. And this one also comes with, I haven't even opened this. Oh, nice. It's a mirror, guys, and with a silky pocket. So this is actually, you know, an old woman's, you know, purse. And it's just absolutely gorgeous, guys. It's just, it's been kept immaculate. Okay, so that's the first one, and I just love this. And minute bags are coming into fashion again, so this is definitely in. Actually, when I wear my vintage bags, I get a lot of compliments, and they ask me where I get them from, because it's just, you know, I just love exclusivity. All right, so next one is another of that sort, carpet bag. Same style, case lock, but it's in velvet. The straps are velvet. I just love the embroidery. There you go. And this is, what is this material? It's very silky. It's very silky, guys. It's very silky. And I thought at first, I've been trying to brush this with a toothbrush. I thought those yellow bits there were dirt. Actually, it's part of a thread. So there's no thread sticking out, but I tried to remove it, but only to find out that it's actually a part of a thread somewhere sewn inside. So, and I'm not sure about that, but this is I would say this is a medium bag. Okay, small, and you could carry this as a shoulder bag, or it's ideally carried as, you know, in the crook of your arm. It's more classy that way. We call them wristlets right now, but this okay, so it has two open pockets on both sides, and silk black lace. It's like lace. It's very soft, satiny material, and kiss lock. There you go. And of course, the ever famous, oh, this has been detached. Normally there's a chain that connects it to the bag. Some of them are detached. Oh, this did not come with any mirror, so I guess they lost it. So that's the golden emblem there, or sign, says Bienen Davis. Okay, oh no. All right, so that's the second one. Now I'm also expecting on another one. It's like a carpet material, but all the way back from front to bottom, the entire surface. And I have a satchel material here. I'm very happy with this purchase because I got it at for such a low price. And I thought it was gonna be, I was expecting it to be in really sorry condition, but it wasn't. It just has some scuffs at the bottom of the bag, but I polished it up with a shoe polish. That's what I do. I actually polish the edges with a shoe polish, and then, you know, try to even out the color. And this is a medium size bag. I would say this is normal. I mean, this is not the normal size for a vintage bag, because vintage bags are really really tiny, but this one is, I would say, I was surprised. It was actually, it's really really nice. It's big. So it had scuffings earlier, so you could there's just a scratch. This is a scratch that I could not cover up, guys. So unless I bring it to the shoe repair, they could do that. But I covered it up, so it's not a problem. And the leather, guys, the leather is super super soft. It's I'm not sure what kind of leather this is, but it's really really nice. It's glossy, but it's not patent. It has a gold kiss lock again, but it has no, unlike the two bags, it has two open pockets side by side. This one is just one big compartment, and this one, it comes with a, oh, it's not in chain, it's like a thread thing. And I just love these because my grandma used to have a lot of, we call it pitaka at home, and that's where she keeps her, that's where she kept her valuables. She's well, I'm sorry, she's been dead for how many years now? A long while, but anyway, sometimes I still describe her as if, she's just around. She's still around. Okay. And this one, she is the best smelling grandma ever. She would smell of Johnson's baby powder all the time, and she would not, she would, even her clothes at home, she wore the traditional clothing, and she would press them and then put some rice powder on it. It's not rice powder. She has a weird way of rice or leftover rice. What she would do, the cooked rice, is she would put it in a sack, in a small sack. It's like a stocking thing, but it's like a flour material. And then she would put water, and then the milk that comes out of it, or the juice, which is white, that comes out of it, she would put her clothes in there. I don't know why, but it makes it really really super hard and scratchy, and that's how she wanted everything. And then she would iron it. So she would do this every single day, and she was just so clean and very well, put together and all that. But she did smoke tobacco though, and she would make her own tobacco and roll up her. She smelled of tobacco and baby powder. So this is in excellent condition, and it's got a very big space here. So I just love it. And one historical fact about handbags that I've read I have a lot of handbag books, and it's fascinating what you can learn from them. And they said that the noisier the clicking sound, the noisier the bag makes, the hardware makes of your bag, the sturdier it is. So you can just see that, the sturdier it is. So there you go. It's just really really nice, and I'm tempted to put my own style here, like probably put one of my brooches here again, but I'm not gonna do any of that because the Versace inspired handbag that I made, I ended up removing the studs because let me just show you. I think we have time. I've always lusted over this Versace handbag, but of course they cost a lot of money, so I just ripped out one of those bags, and then one of my vintage bags that has this, and then this was full of smaller lion heads. But what I did, you can just see the dent here. This was full of lion heads but smaller buttons. But I did not glue it properly, and some of them were sticking out, so I just ended up removing it, and I think I've ruined, but it's not totally ruined, but this is like a 1930s or 40s handbag. It's a chic de Paris handbag, and This is really, really nice. Oh, shoot. I'm actually using this, but that's where I store some of my things. Okay, there you go. So I'll see you again. I'll see you again next week, Lord willing. Okay, bye.